Okay guys, this is for the 3D class, paper sculpting. First thing we're going to do is we are going to create our material to work with. And these are just pieces of paper from your poster board. And they are 11 inches long and half an inch thick. Now on the paper cutters, you guys are going to notice that there are these little boxes. These boxes represent half of an inch, so two of them together is an inch. So every time you make a cut, you're only going to move over one box. For those of you that are using this particular paper cutter, you're going to have to cut your paper on a bigger paper cutter down to 11 inches because the poster board I asked you to get is too big and it won't fit in this one. There are two others in the class that are very large and your paper should fit in there. So this is just quickly showing you how you're going to cut the paper into half-inch strips. So this goes over, you cut it, goes over, just one box every time. You cut it, it goes over, you cut it. One sheet should last you for this project, the next project, and probably even the following project. And that's how you're gonna get your construction material. Okay, now we have our construction material, and this is way more than you're gonna actually need. The next step may be a little bit tricky for some of you, but you have to start thinking in 3 dimensions. So this particular assignment is a cube, and you have to think of what a cube consists of. First of all, it consists of 6 sides. 3 that you can see at any given time. So think about a die and what that looks like on all of its sides. It ends up being 6 sides, and then you have to start thinking about what you're actually going to need. So we know that if a die or a cube has 6 sides, then we need 6 squares, and that's going to take us to our next step. Okay, we have to decide what size our squares are going to be. For this particular assignment, I want you to start off with a medium cube, and then we're going to do a small cube, and we're going to do a large cube. So for the medium cube, I want you to measure 3.5 inches. So 3.5. 3.5 would be 7. And that plus 3.5 would end up at 10.5. Then you can cut that. For every cube we need 4 sides. Right now we only have 3. That's fine. So we're going to get another, and you can just use one that you've already cut as a measuring tool. Just make sure that it's lined up perfectly, or as perfect as you can get it, and you're going to make your line. And that's the 4th one. That gives us 1 square. That gives us 1 square. We know that we need 6 squares. So 6 times 4 is 24. But here's a little trick to cutting them faster. So you know that each one of these is going to give you 3 pieces. But instead of cutting one at a time, you could cut more than one at a time. Cut however many you feel comfortable. 2, 3, 4. Me personally, I just want to cut everything I need all at once. So you see, I just line them up, and you know that you're going to get what you need. So it's a lot faster. This is a little trick just to working faster, so you don't have to cut them one at a time. So you can go ahead I decided to cut everything I needed, so it's just much thicker. You have to make sure that it's lined up well, and it might not be perfect, but it'll be fine for what we need it to do. We're not trying to make perfect cubes. Okay, and that should give you all the pieces you need. Let's move on to the next step, which is actually forming the square. Alright, now the next step is actually to form the squares. So you should have your hot glue gun already warm, and we're going to start forming the squares. If you don't have a hot glue gun, use regular glue, which hopefully I'll have and I'll provide for you. Here I have the edge of a paper that I just cut, and I'm going to use this to try and make sure my angles are as accurate as possible. So I'm going to line up the bottom. I'm going to put a tiny little dab of glue. You have to work quick, because if you haven't worked with a hot glue before, you know that this dries pretty quick. Just try to make sure it lines up with the paper, and it'll dry very quickly. Turn it, line it up again. Okay, we're gonna put a little bit of glue, not too much glue because then it gets too thick, and we gotta work quickly. If you don't work fast enough, just heat up the glue with the tip of the gun. Just heat up the glue with the tip of the gun and you should be okay. Now we turn it again, and for the last bit we have to work a little bit faster because now we have two pieces that we have to glue. And we have a little bit of glue here. Or you could do one at a time, you don't have to do both of them. And we're gonna put our piece right here. You don't have to worry too much about bending the paper either. And a piece there. And that, just like that, you have your first square. You're going to repeat this until you have 6 squares. So I'm not going to show myself doing this every single time. If you have a little bit that has gone over, it's okay to use your scissors to just cut that piece off. Right, so it's just a little bit extra. I'm just going to cut that piece off and I have a good square. Do that until you have 6 squares, and when you do, move on to the next step. I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and I'll see you for the next step. Okay, so we finally have our 6 squares, and the next step is to join these 6 squares. But you want to put them as close as you can, form them into a cross, because that's the best way to put your cube together. But before we can actually put it together, we have to create our joints. So your joint should be about the length of 1 inch long, you know, and you could cut those on the paper cutter if you have time, or if you have your own cutter. And just take the quick measurement. You can measure with your ruler, however you want to measure. 1 inch long. And we're going to need quite a few of those, okay? So you're going to need 2 here, 2, that's 4, 6, 8, 10. So you need 10, and then you're going to need 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24. You're going to need 24 joints that are 1 inch long. I'm going to go ahead and cut those, and then I'll be back for the next step. I've already cut my links and I'm applying them. I'm going to show you how to apply them. It's really simple. Let's just zoom in quickly. Okay, all you have to do is, you know, space them well enough apart. You don't want them sticking together. And put 2 little pieces of glue, hot glue. Go ahead, get your link and attach your link. Go ahead, space the other one a little bit further away. Just kind of give it even spacing, not too close, not too far, and attach your link. And that is how you attach your links. Okay, I've already linked the cross, so I have joints here, 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 and here. Alright, so it's together now. Now the remaining joints are going to go here, 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 and here. I'm going to do that off camera and I'll be right back. So I've attached my joints, like I said, here, 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 and here. Now the next step is to start folding this. So with the joints attached, so you see everything is on, we're going to start folding the squares one on top of the other. So you fold this way, fold this one this way, you fold these inside, you fold this one inside, and lastly we want to fold this one this way. Now if you have a bit of imagination, you can already see how our cube is going to form. We're not done with the folding process because now we have to fold the joints. They need a bit of flexibility, they can't stay rigid, so fold them. Sometimes it helps to fold them outside and then back inside. You do need to fold them all. And if you made your measurements well, then you just have to fold them in half. Alright, now let's put our cube together. First thing you want to do is you want to put a little bit of glue here on the joints, and we are going to attach them to this side. And that's gonna more or less create your top. And then you're gonna follow the same process with the rest, making sure that the squares connect. A bit of glue here on the side. Lift it up. And glue that. Now we can glue the top. Gonna glue that right there at the corner, and now we glue this end. And you want to be quick. Remember that the glue will dry relatively quickly. And now we only have one side left to glue. So I'm going to start with the sides. That side is done. One more side. Now that side is done. And finally we're going to get our last side. And that side is done. Get rid of all the little webs from the glue gun, because nobody likes these little webs. But you're done with the assignment. Now you have a cube. And get ready for the next time. Now the cube is pretty easy because, you know, it's step by step. When you're doing something that's more organic and less square, it takes a little bit of creativity, and sometimes you just have to go with your intuition and make it up. So that's the first cube. That's the first 3D assignment, guys. I hope you're going to take your cube home. Don't leave them in class. And I hope you really enjoy this one. I really do enjoy doing it. And I'll see you in class. Good luck.